Hi again, this is Bill Kilpatrick, and I'm coming to you with video number 2 in our second chapter or second unit, criminal liability. What we want to talk about today is really a roll call of the elements in every crime. Now, any crime has elements. For example, if you committed a battery, there are certain elements that go into a battery. It would be a harmful or offensive touching, and it would be unconsented. So if you walk up and you punch somebody in the face, well, you made contact. So that's a touching. Was it harmful or offensive? Yeah. And was it consented? Well, if it's in a boxing ring and you both have signed waivers, then it's consented. So it wouldn't be a battery. But if it's, walking up and down the street, or just happens to be someone who said something you didn't like, that kind of thing, well, obviously it's unconsented. So you got those three things that make up what a battery is. Crime of assault has elements. The crime of kidnapping has elements. Crime of murder in the first degree has elements. Every single crime that we have on the books has its own set of elements. That's its own, I think of it as a recipe. These are the ingredients that go into that set of brownies. Okay, the ingredients for brownies are going to be different from the ingredients for cake or pie or something like that. Well, do all crimes have, in essence, their own, is there something shared by all crimes? And the answer is yes, for the most part. There are we're going to show you some exceptions a little bit later on, but for most crimes, there are three elements that we want to talk about today. The first one is, and see, some people order them differently, but one of those elements is the act, the criminal act. Okay, there's a fancy word for that, and it's the actus reus. Okay, actus reus is it's what you did that violated the law. The law said don't do this, and then you did it anyway. It could be a speed limit that says 55 and you went 85. So speeding. And so going faster than the speed limit was the actus reus, the criminal act that is involved. So that's one thing. There's a second thing. And again, some lists would put this first and put the other one second. It really doesn't matter. Really, it doesn't. The second one is the criminal mind. All right. And like I said, some would put it first, but the criminal mind, also known as criminal intent, and ready for the fancy Latin word, the mens rea. Okay. This is your degree of intentionality, the degree to which you intended to do what you just did. Most crimes are not accidents. And so you do them on purpose or you do them recklessly. In some cases with severe negligence, and we'll talk about that. But basically, those are the two things. There's an act, and then there's an intent. And those two go to hand in hand. Actus reus, the act, mens rea, the mentality or the criminal intent, or whatever. So those two go together. And that going together part is called the concurrence. They have to be concurrent. That is, that you have to intend it and do it at the same time. And we're going to see why. But basically, let's say I hate somebody and I'm like, I want to punch that guy in the mouth. And I really want to hurt that guy. But I never do it. And then I'm driving and I run him over. Okay? Well, I wanted to hurt him and I did hurt him, but there wasn't a concurrence. When I ran him over, it was an accident. And when I said I wanted to hurt him, nothing happened. So they have to go together. And you could even say that the mentality has to produce the conduct, the act. So those go together, and we call that concurrence. And we're going to talk a little bit about all of that in our next video.